I'm in this really weird place, you guys. Whoa. I'm in this place of like, maybe it's full surrender, that I'm not attached to anything I have anymore. Everything I've thought I've wanted to do, I don't care about anymore. And I don't want any stress in my life. None. And so it's interesting how anything that makes me feel like a little bit of discomfort now, it's hard for me to like sit in it and be like, okay, is this the growth and the push through I need to go through for this next level? Or is the resistance me feeling like I need to give it all up? Hello, you guys. Welcome to this week's episode of the Expand and Evolve podcast. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for tuning in, whether it's each week or every few weeks, or just if this is your first episode, just thank you so much for being here. I've said this so many times before, but I really feel that this is like my place of therapy for myself, honestly. Like it brings me so much clarity, and I enjoy it so much to just record, speak, put my thoughts, feelings, opinions, realizations, understandings out here. And when you guys share with me that, for example, like the last episode that went live, I'm recording this right now, it's the peace over pressure episode. How many of you have messaged me and been like, I can't explain it. Like it feels like you're in my head. Like you're explaining what I'm feeling right now. Like, and how much it resonated for so many of you. When you share that with me, it means so much because it helps show me like I'm not crazy sometimes. Like sometimes I feel like, who am I talking to? Like I'm just speaking and talking and it's like for what and for who? And I know inside I'm like, I really believe there's almost like coherence and similar energetic patterns or things that are showing up on the planet. And so if I'm feeling something, typically other people are feeling it too. And I just feel like the more I kind of step into just trusting myself to record and just say whatever the heck comes out of my mouth, that there's a purpose for it. There's a reason for it. And it's meant to land and resonate for somebody. And for a lot of you on the last episode, like so many of you messaged me. And I just want to say, like, when you take the time to message me and share how much an episode has impacted you, helped you, that you've shared it with somebody else, that it was deeply impactful and resonant for you, it means so much to me and is what encourages me to be like, keep going. And honestly, even if like views weren't great and I didn't have all like people subscribing or whatever, like this feels so good for me. Like I love showing up here. I love recording for my podcast. And so, it's like a form of therapy for me. So for example, it's Saturday, it's midday. I have been feeling like I needed to come on here. I'm just giving you guys a full like live update right now. Sorry about that. I'm kind of giving you a full little live update right here because, wait, what was I going to say? That was so weird. I coughed and then I was like, wait, people have been talking about like how they're getting sick again. And I'm like, COVID, is that like coming back? That's what everyone keeps saying. And now I just coughed and I'm like, uh-oh, not that I care, but it's like, am I getting sick? Anyways, that's what just took my train of thought. But what I was thinking is, okay, yes, it's midday Saturday and I have the day to do like nothing, you could say, right? And like the first thing that I thought in the day that I have nothing is like, I want to record a podcast. Like, I love it. I love doing this. This is something that feels so good to fill my free time with. So thank you so much for being here. I have a couple things I want to talk about. First of all, I wrote this pretty amazing post, I guess you could say, that I have not shared yet. I haven't shared it on social media. I haven't shared it anywhere. And I felt like I was talking to a friend today, and I want to talk about that too. One of my guy friends, which I've never had guy friends before. Okay. So this is like a whole new era of my life, like talking to men with no, like we're not dating. We're not seeing each other. We're not interested in each other like that. Like just talking to men and letting them be friends and letting them see me and know me. And, like this is something very new for me that I've never, done before. Like I've always felt like men and women can't be friends, that you like almost operated as if I'm married and it's disrespectful to ever have a male friend. That's just kind of how I've always felt in my life. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But for the first time ever, I'm allowing it to kind of happen where if I feel connected to a guy and it's easy to talk and it's easy to build a friendship, I'm allowing that to happen. And I can't explain it, but it's been so interesting for me to realize that every single male interaction in my life has always been around a relationship. And so then when you kind of jump into that of like not being able to trust men, or feeling like wounded by the masculine, or any of that type of stuff, or like in relationships don't work out and now you have a distrust in the masculine. Like every one of my relationships has involved sex and a relationship with a man, where for the first time ever, I'm learning what it feels like to get to know them as a human being, like build a friendship with them, build connection with them that doesn't involve any of that. And it's teaching me a lot because I feel like it's helping show me how much I always assumed or associated having a relationship with a man and needing to give them something. Like if I'm going to spend time with you and get to know you and you're going to buy me dinner and do all these things, like there's a unspoken assumption that like, of course you're going to end up having sex or getting intimate or doing these things. And to be able to build these relationships where like that's not even a part of it has been really beautiful. And to just talk to guys and not feel like there's any level of where's it going to go and what's going to happen and like, you know, how our minds do that. And so it's allowing me to just rest and like, it's not that big of a deal. Like even in dating now, I feel like if I'm talking to a guy that could be a potential interest, I'm approaching it as like a friendship. Does this make sense? So it's like if a guy's, you know, interested, I'm back on Hinge. I don't know why. I think I talked about this. I felt the need to download it and have it open. It was like a random, I don't know if I talked about this on the podcast or not, but I felt this like urge come over me that was like, you need to download Hinge right now and you need to switch it back to Austin because that's where I initially had it when I first downloaded Hinge way back when. And so I did that because I listened to it. I was like, that was weird. Like I haven't been on dating apps. They've been deleted off my phone. Like I haven't done anything. And so I did it. And it's interesting because it like, whether it was for me or it wasn't, I don't know, but it triggered a situation to happen where the guy that I was talking to in Austin before saw, like one of his friends told him I was on it and it triggered a whole thing. And so it was interesting how me being back on triggered that. And I'm like, maybe that was what was meant to happen. Like maybe I was supposed to download it literally to trigger that situation to occur. I don't know. But what's been interesting now is like any of these guys are talking, I'm like, I'm not thinking so much of it. Like I'm not looking at every person like, would I marry him? No. So like not talking. I'm like, just flow with conversation. Who freaking cares? Like stop putting pressure on it. Stop caring about like how it's going to go. And like, should I even swipe right on this person? Cause like, I don't think I could actually see myself marrying them. It's like, if you have any piece of interest, like just lean into it and let a conversation flow. And if it flows, it does. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And like no emotional attachment whatsoever. Where I feel like I was taking it so seriously before, where I'm like, I'm not taking it seriously anymore. I'm like, if you want to talk to me and you're a guy and I can kind of like vibe with you, I'm not going to be thinking like, I don't know, like, should I even go on a date with you or should I even like answer your phone call or should I even talk to you? Cause like, what if you're not really the guy I want to marry? That's how I was approaching it before. Where now I'm like, honestly, I'll talk to all of you. Just show me. Like, if I'm meant to be with you, show me. That's it. And it's completely shifted my way of showing up in dating, even though I haven't gone on any dates, but like just not putting any pressure. I'm like, yeah, I'll talk to you and yeah, I'll talk to you and yeah, I'll talk to you and yeah, I'll talk to you. And like, whatever. If it flows to something, it does. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And I swear the shift was building relationships with male friends where I was able to be like, whoa, I've been putting way too much like emphasis or focus on what it could go into rather than like what it is. And when you feel like when you approach it with that lens, you end up just talking to people and you're like, people are just people. We're literally just getting to know each other. And if it goes in something, it does. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And like either way, I'm good because I'm not like putting all of this weight on the connection flourishing into something, which obviously I want a long-term partner and I want to find that person and I want to build a relationship. Like obviously I want those things, but not applying because I want that thing with someone to like looking at every guy in the lens of like, is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Does this make sense? And so I feel like it's really shifted a lot for me personally. So that's just like random, not what I thought I was going to talk about, but clearly it needed to be talked about for some reason. And so it's just been interesting leaning into just like, is this just different? It's different. And I haven't dated anyone. There's been no anything. It's like, yeah, just get to know me and I'll get to know you. And if it goes into anything else, cool. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And I've just kind of like let it be that. And so it's interesting because I'm going back to Austin in a couple weeks and I've been talking to some people on there, but like, I don't even know if I was meant to download the dating app for me. I almost feel like it was meant to trigger that situation. And now just letting things play out as they are. But it's like, what it's showing me is there's so many cool people. Like there's so many cool people out there that you can get to know. And if you build a friendship, awesome. And like, yeah, just not putting so much pressure on an outcome, if that makes sense. So that's my little love life dating update and building friendships with men, which has been really healing to make me more comfortable in dating, I think, and like being willing to talk to guys and be like, it's not that serious. Like meet them like a normal person in a friendship. And if you ever want anything beyond that, you can, but like it's not that big of a deal. Because I think honestly, like if I'm really honest, I think I used to have this thing of like, if I'm going to date with them, like they need to be someone that I'd marry because like, God forbid, I think it came from judgment, honestly. Like if I'm seen with them and like, what are people going to think? And like, would I even want to like go on a date with them? Like, what if it's weird? And what if it's this? And it's like, then you can leave. Like you could go and meet them and if it feels weird, it's like, yeah, this isn't for me. This like feels funny. So I'm going to go. Where I don't think I had that confidence before. Not even about confidence, like the ability to say like, yeah, no, this isn't for me or this isn't flowing. Where I think like building these friendships has taught me conversation flowing is so freaking important. Like so important and not something you can overlook. Where in the past, I think what I have overlooked with men or relationships I fell into or whatever was because you have chemistry and you like them, you almost like get emotionally attached and invested in that and you're not able to see the bigger picture. And so communication is so important to me. Like I want to be able to like talk and chit chat and say things and share things and like have you be able to see me and witness me and vice versa. But when you just get all emotionally entangled, it's really, you kind of like overlook it. You don't even realize those are needs and wants that you had because now like sex is involved or different things are involved. And now you're not even thinking clearly. And so it's really helped show me like the qualities and traits in men that I appreciate without there being any like confusion because there's a romantic interest involved, if that makes sense. Green Apple Fizz is the freaking goat, let me tell you. Like so good. Anyway, the real podcast I want to talk to you about right now is 13 key takeaways from a spiritual and personal development weekend that I had over a month ago that I have not shared. And I wrote this post. I was going to put it out there and it's very, for some people, this might feel woo woo or out there. Some of you, it's going to land and it's going to resonate. Some of you might be like, what the hell is she talking about? Either way, I'm okay with all of it. I've thought about putting it out on social, but I just never got around to like creating it on Canva and writing it out. So I'm going to share it here. And maybe I'll end up posting it, maybe I won't, but I felt like I went to Awaken. I had a pretty amazing weekend and journey and experience with cannabis and a little bit of like a mini microdose. So like not a serious plant medicine journey, just a little bit. And how deep I was able to go in this meditation and what I was able to realize about myself was so freaking powerful. And I know for a lot of you, like some of you live for these updates and you love to hear them. And so yeah, I'm just gonna roll with it and share it with you. So there's 13 different things that I feel like I learned, and I wrote some stuff. I haven't reread this part, but in the journey there was a lot that showed up, and so I'm gonna read that to you too. Okay. So the first thing is your womb. As a woman, your womb is a temple of worship. And I saw it so clearly that our womb space and your vagina is a temple and a portal for worship. So the same way that you would go enter a church for a place of worship, right? You like go there to meet God, to connect, to pray, to do all the things, that your womb and vagina is literally that. Like it is, see it as a church, basically. Like how you'd walk into a church building to go connect with God. Literally, that is what your womb space is. And when you let men or people connect with that, it should be being met with that level of reverence in a way, and love and like just appreciation that if you allow someone to enter you, they are literally entering a place of God in a sense, and to treat it as such. Like it was so clear to me. And so it really just showed that it's an entry point. To allow someone to enter is allowing them into the sacred space to connect to God and worship God through sex, which is through deep connection. And that sex is so sacred and needs to be done with such deep intention for what it's truly meant to be. And that it's not this form of extraction just to please men, that is not true sex. And that's what I feel like so many of us have grown up with, or our experiences are, is like, we need to do this because like we need to keep our man happier. We need to like give our body. And it was so clear, like, no, like you are this like portal and beautiful creature that like you're a goddess in the way that when someone enters you, like that's a connection and a portal to God. And so if you really get that, like you really get it, if you're going to allow someone and grant someone that access, it's like you are about to go commune with God right now. Like, do you deserve that? Like, have you shown me that you deserve that? And I get it. Like, we want pleasure and it's fun. And like, we think of it so lightheartedly, but I don't think it's lighthearted. And I think in the Bible, when they were trying to teach people this, like, don't have sex before marriage, it's like, no, it's not that it's like a sin not to have sex before marriage. The point of that is you want divine, sacred, committed union with deep knowing and understanding before you allow someone into your body. That's what that was trying to teach. Not like, oh my God, if you had sex today and then tomorrow you're married, now you're a sinner. No, that's not what it was teaching. It was teaching like that level of depth, understanding, knowing, and connection before you engage in an act like that. Because think about it, we get so freaking connected to these people. And if you're not connected to them, like you're disconnected from yourself. Because like, yeah, you should be bonding with the people that you had sex with. 100%. That's very normal. It's biological. It's in our nature as women. That's the normal thing to happen. So that's what should be happening. And if it is, there's nothing wrong with you. That's really normal. But getting mindful. And I think I've talked about this on a previous episode where it was like, if you haven't shown me that you are guarding, protecting, and like have my best interest at heart, and you are showing me how much you care for my heart first, then like there's no access inside of my body. And that was shown to me really clearly yet again. So the next thing that was shown to me was soul recognition and divine love. So it just came through, and I don't know if this is going to land or make sense, but it just came through of these words exactly. I don't want worldly love. I want soul recognition. So meaning the definition of what we see relationships and love as in this world, I don't want that. That's not what I'm looking for. If I wanted that, I could go, shack up with anybody and create a relationship. Like that would be easy. What I'm looking for is, and not even looking, I don't even like to use that word. What I know is like being magnetized toward me is that soul recognition, where it's like, I see you, you see me, and it's on a soul level. It's not on this like worldly bullshit level, if that makes sense. And so what I wrote was, this run phase came through so strongly in my meditation, meaning so much of what the world thinks love and relationships are is not true love. There's no soul recognition. So much of it is performative and extractive, seeking what they can get from the other person. And that's something I want no part in. The relationship I'm looking for will be all about soul connection, soul recognition, a deep understanding of I see you, like truly see you. That is what true love is to me. And I know that when our souls meet, it's going to be so powerful and divinely orchestrated and understood. Therefore, there's nothing to seek because I know it's already written in the perfect timing. The next thing, a realization about why you may not be seen by others. And it was so clear, like if you're wondering why some people can't see you, it's because they're not meant to. You're not at soul resonance. You're not at coherence. You're not at anything. Like the frequency is not a match. So they literally can't see you. You become invisible. And basically it was just so clear. Like if you feel like, oh my gosh, like let's say it's a guy, like, or someone, you're like interested in this person and they can't see you. It's because you're going to remain invisible to those who can't match your frequency and aren't an energetic match to you. It's divine protection through and through. So don't try to be for everyone. Stay true to you, and the right people will see you and find you. Some people are not an energetic match, and that's okay. Trust the right people will come into your life when you continue being the most truest and authentic version of you. That was made so clear to me. And I think just to elaborate on that, like sometimes I think, especially as women, we can take it as like a reflection point of ourselves. So let's say you're single, or it could be your partner, whatever. And you want this guy to be interested. Like you're interested in him. You're like, why can't he see me? Am I not pretty enough? Am I not good enough? Is my butt not big enough? Is my waist not small enough? Do I not have the right body? Do I not have to? You make it all external. Where it's like, what if regardless of how you look, he can't see you because internally, regardless if you're like attracted to his external shell, what's on the inside can't match you. So it's like, if he saw you, it was going to cause harm and damage and disruption, and you're actually being protected because he can't meet you or match you. And like, if you can understand that and trust that, you know that the right people are going to interact and engage with you at the right times. And there's nothing you need to do to try to pull or like get seen, because anyone who can't see you isn't meant to. And the people who are meant to see you are going to see you. Like, they are going to see you and value you and understand you. And there's nothing you need to shift or do or act or perform in order to get that visibility. It's going to come through when it's meant to with the right people. So that was really clear for me. Okay. Next thing, external validation. Okay. So this one, I saw it really clearly, and it was like showing me social media and beauty and all the things. But essentially, the seeking of external validation is a disease, sickness, and it's parasitic energy that keeps you disconnected from yourself. All the facades, sorry, I'm all congested. All the facades of hair, big beauty, etc., it's just costumes and masks. I saw how external validation is a parasitic energy and that beauty in the world. So like beauty, not real beauty, like fake beauty, where you're making your face perfect and you're doing all these things and you're adjusting everything to be beautiful, is black magic. Like, it was really, 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 really clear that all of that shit is not of a high frequency, and it's literally black magic. Which, no shame, no stories for any of us getting sucked into it. It's not our fault. It's meant to do that. It sparkles with glamour, and it sparkles with making us think it's like pretty and shiny, and like we want to go be that. But ultimately, it's parasitic, icky, icky, icky energy, and it's black magic. Yeah. And so if you can lure and lust to get attention, right? If like you use that allure of like, I'm so pretty, and you create that interest through lure and lust, you're just playing into that same parasitic energy. You're feeding it. And whether you get lured and lusted into it, or you're the one luring and lusting others into it, you're feeding it. And yeah, it's dark. Like, it showed me it was really dark. And so anyways, versus just being centered and grounded in you and having that beauty shine through based on your frequency, that's true beauty, not someone's shape or face or hair, etc. Yes, those are extensions of beauty, but it isn't true beauty. True beauty is something that radiates from within. I saw how like the hair, the lips, the injections, like any of the stuff that we add on, right? Like if we're coloring our hair, if we're putting makeup on, even makeup, like makeup's like such a like piece of it, like a small piece of it, but it was more like the big alterations and adjustments, because obviously we're living in a world right now where it's become really extreme, like the lengths people are going to change their bodies, their faces, their everything. And I just saw how it's all masks and costumes. Like, it was really clear that it's like, oh, people are just putting this on. It's just a mask and a costume, and that all it's really doing is to try to hide and try to project on the outside to receive the validation for the lack of ability to be seen and recognized from the inside. And that if you want to be truly recognized by another, that beauty has to radiate from within, meaning you need to first embody it and embrace it and believe it for another to truly see it. And I feel like for the first time in my life, I actually understand this, where before it was like self-love and understand yourself and see yourself, and like then someone will see you. And I used to think it was like, okay, like think that you're pretty enough or think that you're good enough, right? And that's so surface. And it's like words that we have to use to try to help people understand it. But when you have a deep knowing, connection, and understanding to yourself, like you've witnessed yourself, you've sat with yourself, you have felt through the deepest, darkest pains, and you've held yourself in that. You have seen how beautifully you show up for others and how your heart is when you're alone. When you feel, instead of looking into your own body and you feel, you're like, oh, like, for example, I did this the other day and I was like, your skin is so soft. An acknowledgement like that's love. Where before I was so disconnected from myself and my body, where now I'm like, I don't know, like I've grown my hair out, right? I haven't added any color in a long time. And the amount of people are like, I love your darker hair. And I'm like, it's my hair. Like, and I look back at bleach blonde pictures and I'm like, how was my hair that color? Like, I don't like it. I don't like it. Um, and I feel more, and it's not that you need to stop dyeing your hair. Like, that's not what this is about. But I just feel like I'm in this place of so much acceptance of myself that it's like I truly finally see me, and I don't care the lens that someone else sees me. Like, if I look as beautiful as some other girl, or I look good enough, or my body's like this, like I used to fall into that trap of comparison, of thinking like if I was just perfect and looked the best, and like then I would get chosen. And I think we're fed this as women. I think a lot of us are fed this as women. And so we believe this to be true. And it's just so not true. It's like when you are deeply connected and empowered in yourself, not from a like facade either. Not like, ooh, women empowered and I'm so confident and strong. No, when you're just like chilling and you're like, I'm just me. There's such beauty in that. And that's where I'm like, that's beauty. We've like misconstrued beauty with what it looks like outside. But it's like we all know something can look good on the outside and not be good on the inside. And so I feel like when they talk about like self-love, self-acceptance, body love, all these things, it's like, can you actually feel that about you? Like I don't know. It's like I've obviously traveled a lot, gained some weight. Is my body as perfect as it once was? No. But I'm like, I'm so happy. Like I'm so happy. Like I can eat whatever. I drink my coffee because I love it. I have lattes. I like a cookie. And I'm like chilling and happy. And I don't care. Like, okay, there's some stomach fat. And like, if you really think about it, the person who's gonna love you and choose you and want to be with you doesn't fucking care that you have some fat on your stomach. They don't care. And we make it this like thing that occupies our life and our brain space. And it's just so not real. It's not real. We're making it real because we think it's real, but it's not real. Anyway, I don't know if that lands or makes sense, but I've really felt that. Okay, body connection. And this leads into this perfectly. So your body is your tool in life, just waiting for your connection and guidance. But so many of us are living our lives feeling powerless and like our bodies are separate. We're disconnected and unable to know unable to know how to tune into ourselves. So treat your body with kindness and love to figure out what it's showing you and what it needs. Learn to truly sit in stillness and presence and understand and listen to what it's trying to communicate to you. You have the power to command and speak life over and into your body, to give it guidance, to talk to it, to help it function in the way you'd like it to. It's your body. It's your body. Take your power back. Stop acting like you don't have authority over it, because you do. And what I mean by that is like, if you're sick, it's likely because you've been disconnected from knowing how to communicate and listen to your body and knowing what's going on. So what I mean by this, I was literally laying there and I could visually see how in me laying there, I was able to create space. I was able to move tension. I was able to move any tightness. I was able to quite literally create expansiveness, openness in my body just with intention and my eyes closed. From there, it was like, oh, and I think I've talked about this before, but it keeps becoming more clear, where it's like, okay, my stomach, like, what are you holding on to? Touch your stomach, talk to it, ask it. If there's a pain, where is it? What's it from? We're so disconnected that feels weird for some of us to think about doing. You operate not even touching you literally live here. You live here. This is your world. This is your house. What you are living in, your body, your house. And you're so disconnected from it. It's like, no, this is what you get to live in. Like, these are my hands that do things. This is my heart. This is my hair. This is my like face. You would do that to someone else, like someone that you love. You would do that. Mm-hmm. So like, why don't we do that to ourselves? Why are we living in this body, taking us through life, and we never take the time to freaking connect with it? It's different than like, I'm moving because I care about my body, and I'm eating healthy because I care about my body. That's all your head. That is not, no. No, we've been fed bullshit. That is not you. Yes, do we need to do these things to care for your body? Yeah, but it's coming from here. Versus like when you're actually connected to your body, you're like, my body loves laying down. My body loves being in the ocean. My body doesn't like sitting for long periods. My body likes to have a loose belly. I just recorded a podcast with a girl about this, that when your belly's out, it means you're relaxed. Can you take a deep breath and let your belly out? Stop sucking it in. Most of you girls, if you're in the car right now, you're literally driving your car that there's no one around you, you're sucking your stomach. Why are you doing that? We've been taught to. I know, I understand. Same. But like, let it out. Like a relaxed belly means you're relaxed. It means you don't feel threatened. It means you feel safe. We're operating when no one's even around, not safe. We don't feel comfortable letting our belly out. That's insane. That's insane. And I get it. We've all been conditioned for this. So it's like, again, no shame, no stories, but like, that's crazy. Let your body breathe, touch into your stomach. Like, yeah, it's just like, and I think we think people know better than us. So for example, you live here. You live here. Okay. Close your freaking eyes. And if you're having heart issues, like, why? Like, start practicing. How can I connect with my heart? Some people have gallbladder issues. Why? What is that? I don't know. I don't have it going on, but like, it's happening to a lot of people. I'm like, what is that? And we're going to a doctor to tell us what it is. And it's like, you live here. This is your home. Like, check in. Where is it coming from? What is happening? That shouldn't happen, is my point. Like, we're that disconnected. We think we need to go to someone else to tell us what's happening inside our body when it's like, you fucking live here. Close your eyes. Like, do a deep meditation, go to plant medicine, do whatever you have to, but close your freaking eyes, stop thinking, and tune in. What is it trying to tell you? It's telling you something. It is full of so much wisdom, intricacies, operating all the time, keeping you alive, keeping you here, keeping you present. What is it telling you? But we're so in our mind thinking everyone else knows the answer and everything else is outside of us. And we don't even connect to our body. And I get it because I live there. I know how to leave it. I know how to not feel it because it's like, this is our feeling. This is our feeling body. That's really intense. Having to feel, really intense. Having to sit with discomfort, having to sit in pain when no one else held us through that, and you had to learn to hold yourself and it was so uncomfortable and you don't want to go back there and hold yourself again. I get it. I understand. But like, you have to find comfort in that. We're here for deep feeling. That's why you have this body. And it's beautiful to be able to feel so deeply. But we're so afraid of it. And so we disconnect from it and we leave and we don't want to be connected to our body because that's scary to have to feel. I understand. But like, you've got to let yourself go back there and you've got to let yourself feel and you've got to let yourself feel how it's like, ugh, like even me talking about that, it's uncomfortable. Not for me. I can feel it. Whoever's going to be listening to this, like it's discomfort to feel like you have to be in your body and feel it all. It's uncomfortable. So when I was saying, oh, my skin is so lovely and it feels so good, that felt nice. That was nice to be in my body for that. That thinking of having to feel the pain of no one ever being there for you and you having to hold all that alone, uncomfortable. Literally makes me want to puke right now. So it's heavy, it's a lot, but that's what our body is here for, is to allow us to go through all of that. No, it's like literally making me want to throw up. Whew. So for someone, something, whether that's for me or someone listening right now, I don't know, I'm picturing someone driving in the car and it literally makes you want to puke, having to think about going back there. I understand, but you have to. I'm sorry. Like, feel it. It's restrictive. I know, but like, you have to. You have to. Whoa, that was really intense. Anyway, okay. Movement creates expansion in the body. So I was shown very clearly how to utilize movement to create space in your body and allow room for expansion. Not workouts, not walks, although those are great, but dance, yoga, free-flowing movement in order to truly expand your body and create space for what you want to call in and hold. So I do this a lot in meditation and journey. I'll start like almost like a butterfly, okay? But what it's really doing is like, I hold tension there. If you guys can't see me on camera right now because you're listening, I'm like flapping my wings like a butterfly. But like, I hold tension in my shoulders. I hold tension in my back. I hold tension here. And so when I think it's stop reading. I need to go for a walk after this. In journey, I'll do this a lot. And it's because in a day-to-day basis, I never do that. I live in my body every single day. I never do that, but my body needs it. And so I start doing these movements. And it's like so funny how, oh, I just spat everywhere. We never do stuff like this, right? And it's like, or like I do this with my hands and like, you know, all these things with my hands and whatever. But it's like, when do we do that? It's like our wrist like movement, but when do we do that? our shoulders like this to move like this, but when do we do that? Like everything we do is so rigid. And so like, especially if you're bodybuilding or walking, it's like, like, where I'm like, what about like free flowing movement and like creating expansive space in your body by movement, free flowing, whether it's yoga or dance or whatever, just like letting your body do what it wants to do. And so it was very clear that like, if you want to feel more powerful, expansive, more grounded, more abundant, like you need to create space for that. And that also means creating space in your body. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Like, and when you expand space and you can feel space in your body, it doesn't feel restricted or constricted. It allows you to hold space for more to enter, and it makes it more free flowing. So I was shown anytime I'm feeling off or disconnected to prioritize movement and music until I feel grounded and reconnected. So the next thing, social media. Social media is a great tool to connect, but you need to use it and be really, really mindful to never let it have power over you. So meaning don't get sucked into thinking you need to post a certain amount if you aren't constantly on it and engaging, if you're somehow falling behind or missing out, and to not feel like you need to just post what other people are, like what gets the most likes and views essentially. Cause it's like really easy to fall into social media where I know if I post surface level shit, I'm going to get so many views, like so many views. I'm going to get more likes, more engagement, more whatever, more clout, more validation. The deeper stuff doesn't always get as much engagement, but it means and connects so much deeper for me. And it's more of like a piece of me that I like to share. And so it's like remembering that regardless of how it performs on social media, like you have to stay true to you and know like it's going to meet and reach the right people, regardless if it doesn't meet and reach as many as the other parts might or the post might. Yeah. And to just know that you can post whenever you feel like it. Whenever you feel like it. There's no such thing as too much or too little. And if you're posting, if it feels authentic and aligned to you. So like if you're doing it out of force and like, I need to post more because like I need more followers, I need more this. It's like, no, post because it feels authentic and aligned to you. Like keep that at the forefront. Yeah. And not to subscribe to anyone else's rules or roles and to allow yourself to share whatever you feel called to, regardless of who sees it or understands it or doesn't understand it. Not to worry about your shares reaching or connecting to the masses because you're not meant to be for everyone. Some people won't be on the same wavelength and that's okay, but to trust it's going to land for those it's meant to, even the deeper posts, just like this one right here. So I know when I post this, most people it's going to go over their head. They're like, what the is this girl talking about? Like, they're like, what is she talking about? That's okay. The people it's meant for, it will land and reach. Make sense? So, body expansiveness and creating space. So taking time to visualize and expand. To expand and visualize space in my body, creating space. So when I do that, right, I create space in my body. I can visualize it. I feel it opening. I feel it expanding. I'm actually creating space for my life and my vision to get bigger and take up more space in the physical world. And it was so interesting when I felt like I was creating this expansiveness and space within my body. It was almost like it opened up all the areas that needed to get opened up to hold all that I'm calling in for this next season of my life. It was really interesting and really cool how much it's like we have power over that in our bodies and we're capable and able to do that whenever we want to. We just so often never take the time to do it ever. Okay. And then I could feel it that as I was opening up and creating space inside of me until I was fully open and expanded, like my body felt like there was nowhere else I could go create space. Like it was fully open and flowing. I started feeling my heart swell with love. Like it was so warm and expansive. And it was like it was bursting wide open. Once I created all that space and openness in my body, my heart turned into a freaking magnet, like a potent, powerful magnet. It was so crazy. And as I opened and expanded my body and shifted everything out of me and created as much space as possible, I was able to see how the whole time I've needed to just create the space in my body to allow. So we talk about this, masculine, feminine. I have a course, by the way, the Empowered Feminine. If you want more information on like masculine and feminine energetics and stuff, and I like talk about all of this, if you're like, what does that mean? And like, what does it mean to allow and receive and give and like why it's so important? I talk about it in a way that will help you understand and like ways to kind of tap into that. But yeah, just how much it's like, in order to actually be able to allow and receive, you need space for it. And it's like, if there's no space, how do you call more in? And we think space, like space, where I create space. I'm creating space by like deleting stuff or cleaning my house, and like that's great. But it's space in your body. Think of it like this. Okay. You guys really liked my tree analogy, and I don't know why this is coming up. So let's say we have a river. Okay. We have a river. Our body is a river. Okay. Everything's flowing in and out. And the banks are, I don't know, like there's only so high that you can go. And they're starting to get crowded with rocks. Like debris keeps falling in, like the rocks are coming in, and like the beavers are chopping down all the trees. And so there's a bunch of trees and there's all this stuff and it's getting clogged here. And so it's like, outpouring over one side and it's outpouring another, but it's not like flowing. So you need to create the space for all of that to keep free flowing. And when you understand this, they always say money and abundance are like water. So like abundance, money, it's free flowing. So when you create a block, people talk about this, energetic blocks, whatever, you're blocking the free flowingness of it. So they always say too, it's like, if you want money to come in, you need to be allow it to come out. Like you have to. It's an equal an opportunity exchange of like both. So, so it's like, it's got to be coming in and out. Okay. So we know that, right? It's the same thing when you're calling in, let it be more love or abundance or resources or life or whatever you're wanting in your life. You need space for it. So it's like, can you clear the energetic blockages, the emotional blockages, the things that are blocking you? We always think about it mind-wise, right? Like, what do I need to block? And why do I have them block? And what's stopping me? And like, we're thinking about it with our mind. But sometimes I'm like, it's not that complex. Like sometimes you don't need to figure it out with your mind. What if you just sat in your body and could feel like, oof, I feel tension here. Okay, like how can I sit with this and like create space? And once I create space, it's like I'm a free-flowing energetic body and like everything's going to move. Meaning externally too, because we're just a reflection of that. So I'm here in my body, my physical. What's happening inside me is going to reflect out in the 3D physical world. That's just how it works. So it's like if you have blocks up here, which I do, I can feel tension. Left side, whatever that means. I always forget left and right. I feel like left is masculine, right? Or right is feminine, whatever. No, right is, anyways, there's something here. So it's like, there's probably something showing up in my life as a reflection of literally what's blocked right here. Make sense? So like you have to do that, create space and whatever. And it's funny, I haven't gone to the gym yet today. And I feel like it's because I was meant to reread this post and understand today's meant to be yoga and creating space in my body. So everything is perfect always. Anyways, okay. So I expanded it so much to step into my fullness in order to be the energetic match to the fullness of life I want to call in, and also the man that I want to call in. My body continued to expand until it felt like there was no more room to expand. I felt fully open, and at the end, my heart was bursting and swelling with love. It was warm and felt powerful, like a magnet ready to attract all of my deepest desires into my life. So give yourself the freedom to take up space and embrace bigness and boldness and impact on other people, and stop hiding or acting small. Your body responds to frequency like an instrument being fine-tuned, and that is attunement. I've had that before where I get like played like a fine-tuned instrument. Anyways, okay, I want to wrap this up and speed it up. So the next one was magnetizing your desires through your heart. Okay, so these are all in flow of each other. Your heart is a magnet. When you expand and open your heart, you can attract and magnetize your heart's deepest desires because it's not blocked by stories and fear. Whatever you desire, your heart is the magnet that attracts it toward you. Your job is to expand and create space and tear down the walls so that you can authentically access and connect to it, so you can trust it as your compass. When you're connected to you, you become the strongest, most powerful version of yourself, and you can be, and in that space you attract, you can be. And in that space you attract everything that's an energetic match to that version of you, the true version of you. Because I really feel when we when we break down those walls and all that stuff and those stories around our heart and we create the space, like it is the most honest compass is our heart. I really feel that. I saw this post today about how your heart's deceiving and la because of one line in the Bible. And I just went, no, maybe if your heart is not pure. And maybe if you haven't accessed the trueness of it, and maybe if you're not listening to your true heart, but your true heart, no, it doesn't lead you astray. No, it doesn't. No, you don't need rules. You don't need all that shit. No, like it will lead you exactly where you're meant to go. I believe that like wholeheartedly. And people are like, you can't trust your heart. Then what the fuck can you trust? Like that shit pisses me off because I'm like, you're going to tell someone that they literally, who they are, they can't trust it. I understand when we're like wounded and have hurt and we have all these other stuff that's like making us make choices. But I'm like, that's not your heart. Your heart, your loving, true heart is not making you choose stuff like that. That is not true. Um, yeah. And I saw this post, it just made me so mad because I'm like, people are just being led so astray by trying to use the power of like words in the Bible. That's literally so like using control, fear, and manipulation. And I'm like, I hate that. That's not what it's meant to do. That's not what the Bible is meant to do. So when people do that, I'm like, no, that's just not freaking true. Anyway, the next thing that I had was being the strong one. So I had a big epiphany about this, that you can be strong without being guarded or hard. You can be strong and fully heart wide open. I realized I've been putting the pressure on myself to be able to be strong and carry other people's burdens. And I fully surrendered to it all and gave up the identity of strong. The next day, I felt stronger than ever before, but in a different way. I was strong because I allowed myself to surrender and be weak. I let it all go as burdens I no longer wanted to carry. So this happened when they asked us to like act out an emotion or something. And I was like, my emotion is I want to do nothing. I want to lay on this floor. And I literally collapsed. And I was like, there's nothing I want to do or act. I don't want to perform. I don't want to do anything. And as I was laying there, I started crying like so much. And all I could feel was like how good it felt to like drop the armor, to drop the doing and just be like, right in this moment, all I want to do is lay here and cry. Like, I just want to lay here and like fall into the floor and not have to do a single thing. And that was so freaking powerful for me. Um, and it was just like, I think I've worn it like a badge of honor. Like people tell you like, oh, you're so strong and you're so capable and you're so this. And I'm like, I am, you're right. And it gets tiring sometimes. And I never allowed myself to be tired before, where so funny. I was just on the phone with my friend and it's weird that I ended up like bringing up this post to like tell him something from it. And now that I'm saying it all, I'm like, this was our whole freaking conversation. And he literally said, he was like, all I'm feeling is like, I'm so tired. I'm so done doing it all. And I was like, that was me. And I feel like I've moved through so much of that, but now I'm in this weird limbo of like, okay, I don't want to do it all anymore. And I don't want to be like, sure, I could push and I could pursue and I could chase and I could do more. And I'm like, I actually don't want to. I'm in this really weird place, you guys. Whoa. See how amazing this is? Like it's so healing when you like talk everything out. Hmm. I'm in this place of like maybe it's full surrender that I'm not attached to anything I have anymore. Like living in this house, cool, I own a house. Don't care. The farm I bought, don't care. Doing anything with it, I don't care. Like I care, but I don't care. Uh Everything I've thought I've wanted to do, I don't care about anymore. And that's a weird place to be because it's like I'll have a day where I feel inspired and motivated and want to grow and have more and like live a more expansive life. And then I'm like, but I don't feel like hustling and I don't feel like pushing and I don't want any stress in my life. None. And so it's interesting how anything that makes me feel like a little bit of discomfort now, it's hard for me to like sit in it and be like, okay, is this the growth and the push through I need to go through for this next level? Or is the resistance me feeling like I need to give it all up? And I'm in a really interesting phase where I've obviously talked about this on previous episodes where maybe it's just the surrender of like everything I thought I wanted for why I wanted it. I don't care anymore, but I really don't care. I'm like, I could sell it. I don't feel Like, "Oh, wow, I'm so cool. I own 2 properties. Wow, it means so much." Like, my portfolio. Like, I literally don't give a shit about any of that stuff, and yeah, part of me is just like, but if it is, like, a thing I have to do I even want it? Like, what do I even want it for? I don't know. It's a weird I'm in a weird phase where and maybe it's just the surrender of, like, I'm not attached to it. And I think that's a really beautiful place to be where, like, it's not defining me, it's not meaning anything. Um, I could let it all go and I don't care at all. And yeah, I don't know where that came from, but there's some emotion there, so I will sit with that tonight. I can feel it today. Like, I've been feeling like I need to cry, so there's something there for me. But yeah, the being the strong one, because 'cause I'm like, I carried everything in, like, the armor of doing it all for so long, I'm like, I don't care to anymore. But what I was able to realize too is, like, I was doing that to myself. Like, no one else told me to go do all this. No one else told me to go be an overachiever. I did that to myself. And I also get to choose if I don't wanna be that anymore, you know? But I still like to, like, have things happen because I want to live a really abundant, bougie life, you know? Like, in some ways, and then other ways, I'm like, I don't care at all. And maybe that's the beauty of it, is, like, when you're no longer attached to it, you can just, like, let those things happen, but it's not defining me, and I'm being really careful not to allow these things to define me. So anyways, surrendering and being weak, which in this exercise, it's really interesting, it was with a man, which is totally not my comfort, I always choose women. And I was like, "You need to get out of you're here. You're at these events, like, choose a freaking man. Like, this is who you need to build trust with and, like, let in to hold you." And in that, I told him, I was like, "I don't wanna do anything." And at first, I was like, "Why am I doing that? Like, am I bypassing this exercise by saying that?" But in it, I just started bawling on the floor. And when he went, like, when he saw me bawling, it made him bawl, and he fell to the ground. And then when it was his turn, he was trying to be strong and hold space for me, but he just fell to the floor, and it was like, we're all tired. That's what I got, was like, we want this masculine to come in and this man to come in and, like, hold us because 'cause we're women and, like, we want him to provide and protect, but I'm like, they're tired too, like, really tired, and I could feel it for these men where I was like, they're fucking tired of holding this burden also. They don't wanna carry this all by themselves, like, and honestly, you know what I think it's showing me is, like, we need each other so bad. We fricking need each other. The masculine, the feminine, women and men, we need each other, and it's like we need to let each other in. Like, yeah, you're gonna have to carry some stuff as a woman and so is the man, but, like, you guys can carry it together. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Um, relationships. I'm almost done. So relationships, this is what my biggest takeaway was that I'll call in my divine king when I really step into and fully embody my divine queen. I saw it so clearly in my body, my throat, you guys. I can feel myself literally getting sick as I'm on this. I could feel it coming down. This makes sense now while it was like 2 PM and I hadn't got out of bed. This is why I'm getting sick. Anyway, you'll call in your divine king when you really step into and fully embody your divine queen. I saw it so clearly, my body moving to expand and create space within so I could take up space externally and expand inside to expand and hold space outside. As my heart expanded, I could see that magnet getting more and more powerful. And I was able to so clearly see that the man I'm calling in is literally a king in every sense of the word, looking for his queen to recognize her, and it will be in my presence without needing to do or be anything else, without needing to show any part of me to this world, because the beauty is a resonance felt based on frequency, not based on externals. And what I mean by that is, like, obviously being single and being whatever, you can think about like the pictures you put on a dating app or how you show up on social media or how you're going to be perceived. And I was like, my man sees me past all that shit. Like, none of it matters. He's gonna feel the frequency of me and be like, that is her. That's the person I need in my life. That's the person I want by my side. That's the person I've been praying for, asking for. Like, it's her. And I know that to my core. And this is not in here, but I want to read it to you. I'm going to find it in a second. But the next takeaway was just about plant medicine and that the wisdom of the earth doesn't know discrimination, race, or separation like humans have created. Meaning, the wisdom of the medicine is for all who can see the sacredness and sacrament that it is, and that it's not to be used or abused. So, what I meant by that is like, if you sit with mushrooms, cannabis, ayahuasca, any plant medicine, tequila, I feel like tequila is plant medicine, to be honest. Um, like none of that shit exists. Like your socioeconomic class, your color, your race, like we're all human, and it busts past all of that stuff. And I don't even know what that really means now that I'm rereading it. I'm like, okay. But like when it's a plant, like it doesn't see any of that. It sees it as like us, actually. Like trees see us like we're all the same. We're all one. We're all like part of this beautiful earth working together. It's humans that create separation and divide. Anyways, the last thing I saw was that cannabis should be used in birth. So women are so disconnected from their bodies. That's why we have so many women going in for C-sections, having traumatic birth experiences, because they literally have never connected to their body before. And there's something like you're birthing something out of your body and you're disconnected from that thing that's birthing it. And it showed me how if I'm able to so deeply connect with my body and create space with cannabis, like it could be so powerfully used for birth. It was really wild. So anyways, those are my main takeaways. The one thing I wanted to just tell you, where is this? It was the Awaken recap. One sec. This is hurting my throat, you guys. What's going on with me? Not feeling so great. Okay, so I saw a few things. Like, I wish I just read you guys this one. It was so much shorter and better. But the bee, future king, being a queen, whatever. I saw it as a queen bee. Okay, saw it as a queen bee. And what I saw was like by fully stepping into and embracing my power. Oh my God, this is annoying. Of creation and choosing not to get stuck in worldly realms and instead staying grounded and present because it's my superpower. Anytime I need to reconnect, the movement, the music, the cannabis, whatever, to like keep myself in that. And oh shit, where is it? Dang it, I can't find it. Either way. Oh. Yeah. Well, I already kind of said this. Like I saw love and how I wasn't looking to be a part of worldly things and I'm looking for like worldly love. I'm looking for soul recognition. Okay, I shared that with you. But what I saw with the queen bee thing was like, if you're a queen, okay, if you're a queen, you can't be surrounded trying to help peasants like understand. And what I meant, like that sounds really rude and that's not what I meant, but it was like really clear for me where it's like, okay, for example, you're the queen bee. Like, are you going to try to communicate the frequency you have to hold as the queen bee in the thing? Are you going to try to make like the little like tiny worker bee that knows his job, like understand it? No, like you're on two different wavelengths and frequencies. You don't need to make someone else understand that like literally isn't meant to be at that level or be in the same frequency as you. And I don't even like saying level because like that makes it sound like a hierarchy, but just a resonant frequency. Just like someone else could have a different resonant frequency. Like the two worker bees could have a resonant frequency. Do you get what I'm saying? And so it was like very obvious to me how much energy is wasted trying to get people to understand or like feeling like you need to be or show up as something to like be accepted or seen by people who aren't meant to see you and their frequency. And I really, really saw that. And how much it's like if a queen bee was trying to like mate with these worker bees, like it wouldn't work, you know? And I was seeing it for myself. It's like, if you're a queen and you know that, like you're special, you're amazing, you're incredible, you know all this about yourself. And then you're trying to like make it work with someone who's just not on your frequency. Like it's not going to work. It doesn't mean they're bad. It doesn't mean they're not good. It's just like, it's not a resonance match. So anyway, there is my recap from Awaken in September. And yeah, like those were my biggest key takeaways. And it's just been an interesting season for me of, just getting to like always just getting to know myself even more and better. And like the longer I spend alone, the more I realize how much I love that space and that time and like understand what I need. And being like, I went to Sri Lanka, obviously, I traveled alone for the first time in a foreign country, and, the way you guys, it's just like men are showing up for me in such a big way right now, and I think it's me re-healing this masculine wounding, of course, like, I've been hurt by so many men. The biggest pains in my life have been from men, and so it's like me being able to see them as they're showing up for me and, like, loving me and being friends and being amazing, and, like, the way these guys protected me in Sri Lanka, just like my driver, making sure I was safe, my tour guide, making sure I was safe, like, having my back, making sure I didn't get freaking robbed, like, by this other guy that took all this money from me, and he's like, "That is not what that costs, like, he literally just robbed you." And I was like, "I don't know, like, I'm just trusting that what he's saying." And he was like, "No." Made him return the money to me. The way the guy showed up at the wedding, like, I just was just like, men are around me everywhere right now and, like, showing me how good they are. And, I don't know, I can't explain it. There's a lot of men popping up in my life at the moment, and I'm like, "Who knows? Maybe this is, like, a sign the person I'm meant to, like, build a relationship with next is coming." I don't know. But either way, I'm just trusting that, like, how they're showing up for me right now, I'm just accepting it and loving it and appreciating it, and, just so grateful for all of the experiences and, like, all of this time that I've been alone. Like, if you're single and you're new and you're like, "Oh my god, I want us to find my person," like, stop. I get it. I think about it too, but, like, just find a way to enjoy you. Like, I love my time with me now. I really do. And it's so good for us. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I feel really at peace with nothing in this season of my life. And even though I want things and there's things, it's like, I think that's what I had to get to was like the piece of what if all it is right now? Because that's all we have really. What if all we have is right now? And what if you just felt peace in that and dropped the feeling like you need to do anything or chase anything or have anything be different than what it is? And I just find I'm feeling peace in that. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. And thanks for listening. This was like a longer ramble of an hour. Uh, if this resonated, please share. And obviously, there was a lot here and a lot of different stuff. But thanks for listening to me ramble. And I'm going to go sit with where that cry felt like it was coming from and see what shows up for me. So, thank you guys again. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being my outlet. Thank you for listening. Thank you for letting me share the deepest, all freaking parts of me with you and showing up and listening through it and spending time with me. I really, really appreciate it. Like I said, the course, if you're interested in that, the Empowered Feminine course, I created it like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. And I know it's been really powerful for some people in terms of just understanding and learning masculine and feminine energetics and how to tune in with that within yourself in an empowered way. Not like, oh my God, go frolic through the forest, like, and the daisies. Like, no, it was things that you can actually do because I feel like people who feel like they're not in tune with it need some things to do. Even though we know that that's masculine, but it's just like the harmony of both. Anyways, I do have a course on that if you feel called to that. And yeah, just thank you for being here. Subscribe, like it, share it if it was helpful for you. And thank you so much for your time and sharing it with me. See you in the next episode.